wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. It's Friday, and that means it's time for Friday Night Smackdown. That's delete that. I am Travis. Much rejoicing.
Just kidding, guys. I'm going to tell you guys
Sonya Deville and Liv Morgan
right now. No spoilers in the chat, guys. I know that this was pre-recorded earlier in the week, so please don't put any spoilers out there because some people actually don't look at the spoilers. I am actually one of them. Yeah, I like to be surprised at life.
I'm sure this dame.
Right. Walter's in the chat. We've got Luke in the chat as well. Hey, guys. We have Robert Warney in the chat. Janelle is with us. Chris Akane showed up. Hey, guys. How's it going? Let's see. Luke says hi all. Walter says hey. Walter says good matches before Crown Jewel. Yeah. Robert Warney says hey, y'all. Janelle says hi. Walter's about Liv Morgan. And Luke talks about the opening match. Should start us off good. Yeah, because it's got Crybaby and Sonya Deville. Let's see. Chris says, hey, Travis and D. Robert says, WWE Smackdown time. I'm off work. Wrestling time. Yay! Chris says, so happy Maestros won. Yeah, they got to win another game, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
They got to win one, and
what are you doing,
Phillies
kitty
have
cat?
to win two.
What are you doing, Leopard? Looks like want me to delete spoilers.
No.
Nah, I'll just try not to read them. I usually kind of pre-read everything most of the time before I start saying stuff out loud. So
well, if you read them, you're not going to spoil it for me. I don't care. If you're already reading it, you're like, well, it spoiled it for me, but I don't want to spoil it for you. Might as well just spoil it for everybody.
I want to spoil it for everybody else. Anyways, I'll just kind of remind them, Luke. You can remind them too, but I mean, it doesn't. I don't feel like we need to delete them, but I feel like people are pretty respectful most of the time in their chat. Chris says, Big Daddy Sonya. Walter's like, hey, Leopold Cat. Yes. Chris says also tomorrow, old George Strait going to do the play ball call at World Series. Nice.
Old George Strait. He's still around now.
Blue Lanterns in the chat. Hey, Blue says, I can't believe they just kicked off SmackDown with Liv. I wonder if Fox is pissed.
Why would they be pissed?
Nah. It's better than closing. And, I've gotten pretty used to seeing Crybaby everywhere because she's always on.
Yeah, she's always on TV.
Always on TV. Always on TV. That is Liv. There you go.
You can just mute it. And then it's...
Luke, can we want to do with minimum Liv hate, please? Oh, come on. But we whistled at her and gave her the little boinging of the penis.
Lots of boinging.
I thought that's what you like.
Every person in the stadium.
Is that hate? I don't feel that that's hate.
I like Sonya Deville's pants.
Her pants are interesting. I'm hoping that they actually do something with Sonya a little bit with this instead of just making it
she's gonna lose this.
Of course she's gonna lose, always going to. But at least not be like, oh, she's just so much worse than the other one.
Liv Morgan beating her with a kendo stick. You think at some point you would get a sliver?
Yes.
Because you can get slivers from these. I've got a couple right there.
Walter's like, cool sound effects. Hassan Terrell's in the chat. Hey, Hassan says, hi there, guys. How are you guys doing? Great. How are you doing, Hassan? Chris says they should close out with Big Milky Mammy Shotzi. And Pico says, holy cow, this Friday has come and gone.
Yeah. And tomorrow is Crown Jewel.
Pico's like, shut that puppy up. Film is in the chat. Hey, Film says, hello, Miss you, Travis. My internet isn't doing really great. My parents are trying to get it fixed, so I'll be back soon. Bye. Peace out. I'll be back soon. What's in today's fixed in my home? Nice.
So, Jake Paul was at the press conference today.
Okay.
With his brother.
Oh.
Logan.
Okay.
Because they're part of their own bloodline.
Oh, really? Are they?
And they're in Saudi Arabia doing their press conference, so I'm assuming that things are going through as planned. Because why would they do a press conference if they were going to cancel it?
True.
And that was just today.
Right. Yeah, I think they're going to go through with it. I think what will happen is they'll just get in and out as fast as possible. Film
Like
says
Brock.
hi.
Brock takes his own plane.
Right.
Fly in, wrestle, leave.
And leave, yeah. I mean, basically, right?
And Brock likes to start or finish, so I have a feeling Bobby Brock might be the first match of the night.
Blue likes the new drop sounds, and Piccolo says, I blink once and look, it's December 1st. Sheesh.
It's
right?
Gonna be. I was just talking about Black Friday coming up here pretty soon.
Yes. Chanel says the OC needs to fix
Oh,
their lady
Liv tried
problem
to kill herself.
that they have. They need a lady to help them out. So who would you guys have it be?
I don't know. Maybe somebody from NXT that we don't know. More
Yeah.
of a surprise. Either that or Charlotte. Or somebody on that level. Becky.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. She
Oh
just
my
tried to
God.
kill
Why is
herself
she
again.
trying? Stop trying to
Doesn't have
jump
the
out of
athleticism
the
to pull
middle
those
thing.
off.
That's just weird.
And her midsection's getting a little soft. You notice that?
No.
It's hard to stay super lean, but
No, I'm not paying. I don't pay attention to her physique. Blue says, Walter says, go win this match. And Blue says, I think CM Punk deserves a crybaby sounds. He deserves like lots of puking sounds. Chris says Sonya should win Money in the Bank next year, or even maybe Final Four or Rumble this year.
right? That'd be pretty cool.
Blue says hi film, and Ravi's in the chat. Hey Ravi, Pico's like Blue Rotter. Nope, just nope. Pico is a big fan of that CM Punk guy.
Oh.
Ravi's like, what is the time? 6 p.m.
Peanut butter jelly time.
There we go. Thumbs all PS. One more thing. If I do miss any beautiful women's armpits, yeah. You're missing them right now. Liv and Sonya Deville are having a match right now.
Liv and Sonya.
As Luke says, Punk deserves more than crybaby sounds. Hassan Terrell says, doing fine. Did you say Crown Jewel early Saturday afternoon? Yes.
It is. It's going to be at 12 p.m.
Eastern time. The pre-show will be on at 11. But I don't know if there's going to be any matches in it. So there's that.
Yeah. I'm hoping not.
Let's see. Janelle says, Sasha Banks teased that return date back to WWE, and I don't know when that date is. All I know, I'm going to scream and cry at the same time.
Yeah, it's probably going to be pretty soon. I would assume it's going to be probably the Royal Rumble. Or not Royal Rumble, what's that one? Survivor Series.
Oh, yeah,
Would
that
be my
one.
guess. I mean, they could do it in Saudi.
Yeah, maybe she could get lost over there and not ever found again. That would be fantastic.
Psst. Nexus.
I don't know what's happening over there.
Who knows? Shouldn't be anything going on.
I wouldn't think so, but you never know with these guys. Kind of like douchebags. All the penises in the household. Hey, what's going on? Get out there! What the hell are you doing? No. No. No.
Well, it's a commercial break time. But we are in the middle of the Sonya Deville and Liv Morgan match.
This is a no. You're trying to get into the street, weren't you?
Liv Morgan and her new hardcore character.
No.
You guys a fan?
No.
I mean, I wouldn't mind to see the Phillies win this game and then go to Game 7. I don't care who actually wins the whole thing, but Game 7s are pretty fun to watch. Every kid playing baseball in their backyard's dream.
No. Look, it's cattle back too. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Come on now. Lay down. Stop getting into stuff. No. Stay out of things.
He's working on his lizard brain because he's on so many drugs.
I know. He thinks he's starving to that. He was trying to eat that bag of treats again.
Really?
Yeah. He had mouthed them so they had drool all over
Like
the
he had
bag.
got in it?
No, he was trying to pull it off.
Oh.
That's what he was trying to get to. That's all the racket. was the
That's the last bag. Don't do that.
bags and everything.
He's resource guarding.
Poop.
It's like I love the taste of plastic and tinfoil.
Right?
It's a few of my favorite things.
Blue says, oh yeah, fat. CM Punk's a little crabby. Luke says, Sophie, no spoilers, please. Robbie says that was the most lazy run up from the ropes. Picola says the leader, a bunch of silly, no talent spot monkeys. Oh boy, you guys. So it's like Triple H is open to a CM Punk return to the WWE. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, as Luke says, no spoilers about anything built to center, unspoiled currently. Yeah, guys, if you guys have watched some of this before, please don't put it in the chat, that whatever it is. I don't want to read it, and I will literally skip over your guys' comments. So, Chris says, Cora Jade versus Liv in a CUNT match, who would win? Jesus. Well, it's like, are you guys doing predictions for Crown Jewel?
Probably no, but we might be able to get on in time.
This one? Luke says, Sophie, please stop. Piccolo says, Matt and Doink Jackson, clown of the rest of them. Robbie says, Sonya getting put in a dispute from a rookie. And Blue says, Cora Jade. Chris says, Liv botched suicide dive. Yeah,
Twice.
All those girls do it. It's so bad. I wish they would stop trying to jump through the ropes. So he says, what happened to you guys doing prediction shows for pay-per-views? Got old.
Yeah,
Time consuming. Blue's like that, and Robbie's like, D, how you enjoying the match? Walter's like, yes, table hardcore rules. Hassan says, did you say that Crown Jewel is early tomorrow afternoon? Yes, Hassan, it is early tomorrow afternoon if you live in the States. In the Eastern time zone, it's at 12 p.m. start time, but there is a pre-show starting at 11.
Yeah, if you're in California, it's starting at 9, so.
Yeah. Luke says, Sophie, don't ignore me. Delete has nicely asked for no spoilers, but I am stopping early because sometimes you spew spoilers at a high rate. Beagle's like Christmas miracle. Punk is the savior of the masses and quite a gentleman and a scholar. Jeez, you guys. Roy says, trustee to make a food reference. Sophie says, I feel bad for people that are working tomorrow afternoon since they are going to miss part or all of Crown Jewel. Blue says that, and Chris says, Liv ass only looks big because her shorts are up high up. Sophie's talking about Sasha having a nose ring. Yeah, sure. Everybody wants to lead her around like she's a cow. Piccolo says I had some love for the Bucks, but they very great talent, just like old Vinnie Mac. Hassan says, and did you say it's on the Peacock on WWE Network?
It is. It's going to be on the cock.
Yep, it is going to be on Peacock. Piccolo says, and Kenny is just a creep and a wet weeb. Jeez, you guys. Robbie says, I saw some random video of Bayley riding a camel. Are you sure she was riding her camel, or does she just have a camel toe?
That's disgusting.
Luke says Chris Lou did a workout with Sheamus. That shows exactly why her butt is big. Luke says I loved when MJF asked that. Sophie says the World Series isn't over yet. I thought it was over. No. Walter says I could be here for Crown Jewel. Watch along until 1:20 p.m. my time Saturday. All right, Walter. Pico says, should I be? Nah, I don't care about Liv. It looks like Sheamus was wore out from her workout. Blue says, you doing Crown Jewel? Yes, Blue, we are going to be doing Crown Jewel. Luke's like, let Liv live. So he says, I might or might not be in here tomorrow afternoon. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Live and let live.
Robbie says, Liv is living, winning a match for once. Walter says, the WWE pay-per-view is on 12 p.m. lunchtime Saturday. Yes.
It is.
Looks like, yes. La, la, la. And Piccola says, seal the candy in a combination safe. Got it. Seal the candy. So it says, who is winning the World Series so far? The Astros are up by one game.
If the Astros win tomorrow night, it's
3-2 right now. Chris says, Travis saw a baseball video about Roger Clemens versus Barry Bonds. 2 times Clemens beat Bonds, even though he intentionally walked him. However, on their third meeting in 2007, Bonds beat Clemens.
Good matchups.
Chris is letting Sophie know his Stros are winning. Robbie says, LOD, it's only taped smack. Robbie, we understand that. That's why I said no spoilers. I understand that it's taped. I understand that some of you dinkwads have probably already watched, looked at everything, searched out everything in your nerdiness. But I don't want to know. I want to see what happens. Thanks. Sophie says, what can I spoil? I'm confused. Blue's like, the Smackdown tonight, as Luke just is telling you. Marcus913 in the chat. Hey, Marcus says, hey, what's up? Oh, not much. Just hanging out, watching the Smackdown. People's like, but it's such a too sweet indie thing. Everyone should do it. Luke says, and the fact you asked what can't you spoil is extremely ironic and funny. And Walter says, guys, it was taped. The WWE wrestlers are now in Saudi Arabia. That it? Oh, are they, Walter? Thanks for ruining my whole night. Walter, now I have to leave. Thanks. Bye.
They're in Saudi
Not real. Pickles like you're just spoiled milk. Marcus says, I'm assuming everyone that will be involved with Crown Jewel are already there. Robbie says, every girl trying to channel their inner Matt Hardy. Pickles says, spoil, trouble and toil. Chris says, yeah, I'm going to miss the game, but maybe it will still be on when I get off at 10. Robbie says, D getting a nose ring. God, no. Ew. I don't want to be led around like a bull. And so he's like, Sami Zayn and MVP won't be at Saudi. And Walter says, Ayla is late, no show.
That's it, guys. By the way, Liv Morgan did win.
Of course she did. We all knew she was going to. It's not a matter of what they're doing with her. It's a matter of that most of the time she cries about it. Let's see. It looks like a little cool. Marcus says every wrestler getting nose rings now. It's gross. Like, Braun Strowman's looks stupid on him. Blue's like, oh my god. Pico says so many chairs. Sophie says you guys gave up doing predictions. That was quick. Robbie says Bailey is being tidy still. Luke says leave Sasha and her possible bovine kink alone. Pico says, oh Luke, I didn't know you were a big fan all of a sudden. Are you a really big fan of Sasha now too? Like you love her? You love her like you do Liv? Because, you know, she's so amazing at giving up and being a douchebag. Yeah. People's like, being tidy, loving the banter. Luke says, Sophie, life gets busy, but that doesn't mean they gave up. He says, good for the Astros if they do win the World Series. Howie's like, LOD, LOK. Feels like it's just a simple gesture. Be kind, keep your knowledge to yourselves. So it's like when there are spoilers out there, they don't tell you how long the matches are. Marcus says, even if a show is taped, I watch it like I'm watching it live. Walter, exactly, right, Marcus? That's how I'm watching it. I don't get on the internet, and I do not nerd geek wrestling crap all the time. Like, oh, nerd geek this and nerd geek that. Oh my god, what's happening in the wrestling world today? No, I don't. I don't care. I get on here and I'm like, oh, that's what happened. Fantastic. Walter's like, so for Crown Jewel is still going on for Saturday, but still watching updates. Yes, it's still on, Walter. I'm sure it is going to go on. They'll probably just try to get out of there as quick as possible. In and out kind of thing. Pico says, that's what she said. Sorry. Pico says, well, I'm not mad at that pen. Too sexy, Liv. Robbie says, D, so are you not into piercings? Not into nose piercings, no. Never wanted a nose piercing. And it looked really stupid on Braun. Really stupid.
Oh, well, yeah, his is weird.
His nose is, like, really thin. And it just hangs there all weird. It's so creepy to me. I'm just like... Okay. Walter says, live one good match. Chris says, I done put so much money on Astros merch. I have World Series Cup blanket, T-shirts, World Series hat, no-hitter newspaper. Emma! Marcus was spoiler Randy Orton. Where we drew with a nose ring now. So he says, I watch WWE when they tape shows thinking it is live. Vince, Vindicator's in the chat. Hey, Vince says, Liv is a winner, Travis. That's what she does. How you doing, Delitha? Fantastic, Vindicator. Sophie says, college football season's almost over. Chris says, worst no DQ match ever. Even Candice LeRae was better no DQ matches than... Oh, looks like no. I want Sasha to fall off a bridge. I'm just defending people's possible kinks.
Oh, okay. Her and Xia Li. Australia and China. A lot of tension there.
A lot of communism. I mean, what?
A couple communist countries.
Robbie says Sasha is being tidy, but is also like Bliss can't put weight on. Picola says
Boom! Got her with that forearm.
Pico's like, one time I went through a Burger King window and the worker had so much nose rings and crap. I was like, thanks for the food, meh. Robbie's like, I don't watch wrestling news, haven't got time for it. Sophie's like, the setup for Crown Jewel looks dope. And Pico says, Sophie, College football? Nope, not even close. Bowl season until January.
Looking forward to that.
Vindicator says, time for Dal Etha to trademark the term nerd geek on a brand new shirt.
Nerd geek. Wrestling nerd geek.
Wrestling nerd geek. Nerd geeking out on all the crap on the internet. Nerd geeking about Liv, nerd geeking about Sasha and her nose ring. Ooh, the better to run her around with. Let me grab that for you, ma'am. You know that's why they put nose rings on bulls, right, guys?
Father Time's that Jason Momoa, I think. That's what it looks like.
Looks like it.
Father Time.
Well, there's like Emma back in WWE, great wrestler.
They're making it like LeBron's going to beat Father Time.
Pickle's like, then the dictate or. Illa is in the chat, says, hey, Illa. So he says, this is how much I know about football, the NFL, or college by not knowing how long the seasons are. The GOAT, Brian Macbeth, in the chat says, who y'all want to win, Omos or Braun? I vote Braun.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I think I'd rather have a Moss win.
Right.
Because it would help his character more than it would help Braun. If Braun wins, he's supposed to. And so I don't think it's going to boost him or help him in any way. So Omos has more to gain by a victory. And I don't think Braun falls off much if Omos especially tears through him pretty quick. Because then all of a sudden now Omos is on a title run or something along that. They can obviously stop that before that gets too out of hand. But, or they could put the title on Omos. Maybe make a tournament for a Raw championship.
Maybe. But I don't know.
Bring back the big gold. Fantasy booking. Sound like our people.
Marcus, nerd geeks. Marcus says, oh, look, they're finally using Xia Li again. And she's talking. People says Xia Li is now Dolph Ziggler. Who would have thunk? Robbie says, Ray, that tracksuit is hard. Looks sick. Walter says, Rey Mysterio for the win. Sophie says, when it comes to sports, I don't know how long the seasons are. When it comes to TV, I know when the TV show season's in. Pickle's like, I'd buy it. Robbie's like, Ayla, did you lock up the store? Chris says, Gunther should be a Saudi Arabia main eventer.
Yes.
Ayla says, yeah, Robbie. Walter says, I vote Braun to win. Please break the ring. It looks like, hi, Ayla. And Walter says, hey, Ayla, late. Sophie's like, Jake Paul will be making his WWE debut tomorrow after noon by being at ringside for his bro.
Yes, he will. He'll be
That's
there.
because he's in town to have a fucking...
He's not doing it.
Oh, that's next weekend.
He already did it.
Oh, he already did it?
Yeah, he fought last weekend.
Oh, last weekend. Oh, I was wondering if he was going to be around for the guy in What's-His-Face fighting next weekend.
No, oh, Deji?
Uh-huh.
And Floyd Mayweather. He could be at that, but I mean, I guess he could stay in Saudi for a week. Why not? It's just a war zone. Just kidding. Could be. Could turn into a war zone.
Possibly. Azalea says, I have a septum ring. You're a bull. And we know what it's for.
Put a chain on it.
To lead you around with. Probably says, oh, stop it. Too funny. Marcus says, Sasha will return and someone will rip out her nose ring. Then she'll get upset and leave again. Dude, it won't take that much. All she'll have to do is walk down the thing. People will boo her. She'll cry and then leave because she's like, I quit. I quit.
I guarantee she doesn't make it 6 months without quitting again.
Fuck that bitch. I fucking hate
Unless
her
they put
as a human.
They could put a title on her, I guess, to kind of keep her busy.
Oh, God. Please,
and if they have a title on her, I mean 6 months after she loses the title.
Pico says, it was a conspiracy. And Larry the dog, scratch, scratch, burp, burp, opinions. This says, hi, Luke. Hi, Walter. Yes, I'm always late on Friday. Rally's in the chat, though. Hey, Rally, nice to see you here, bud. This is while Xia Li getting used. And Ravi says, Ayla responsible these days. Ayla's like, I also have huge holes on my ears. Chris says, Phillies versus Father Time. Tic-taco Astros. Ravi says, ear stretchers. Sophie says, Braun will win since this is his first WWE pay-per-view back with the company.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Kamari Christie in the chat. Hey, Kamari's like, rip Jake Paul. Picola says, We as a society now normalize chokers and bull rings and big ear holes. It should be easy catching women with fishing poles.
Right.
Walter's like, hey, look, go over Saturday to Daphne's house for the pay-per-view. Robbie says, I would defo cop that tracksuit Ray has on. You could wear it too. You guys are probably about the same size. Ray might be a little bigger than you, so it might drown you.
Shouldn't open your mouth about the tribal chief.
No. It says, so today I took an order for a customer. I wrote 25 pounds chuck roll and 30 pounds of boneless pork less. I wrote that and handed it to the meat cutter, shaking my head. Porkless? What?
Boneless pork?
Boneless porkless. That's hilarious. It was supposed to say 30 pounds of boneless pork butt. Luke says, what the fuck, people? LOL. Sophie says, Jake and Logan Paul versus the Usos for the tag champions for a future pay-per-view. Nah. Jake is the one not in the wrestling, right?
Yeah. Logan is the older brother.
Okay, so Jake is not
Taller,
ever going to come into
handsomer.
wrestling.
He's the one with the good genes.
Right.
Jake's the one with the bad genes.
Jake's not going to ever come to wrestling, you guys. He really wants to be a boxer and all that jazz. He's said it before. It was laughing. I got my nose pierced when I was 14 and started stretching my ears when I was 15. Young and dumb.
For the right price, he will wrestle.
Right? For the right price. That's funny.
But he's starting to like boxing. He seems to. I do feel like he's about ready to retire from it. I don't think he's going to stick around much longer.
Well, if he's not going to fight anybody who's of worth. He's fighting all these old people and has-beens and people who aren't even boxers.
Yeah, Silver did really well against him. But he's 47. You know, a 27-year-old would have probably beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Or a 37-year-old.
So he says the AEW women locker room are very soft. Robbie says, what pork recipes are good, quick, and easy?
Pulled pork.
It depends on
Then
what kind of
broil
pork
it.
you're talking about, I guess.
Cook it in the crock pot and then put it on a sheet and then put it in the broiler.
That's carnitas.
That's pretty damn good. No man can knock me out.
No man.
Are you going to do a U-turn and make Logan champion? This was early.
Chris says, that's so scripted, man, the way they bring in Jake. Walter says, good luck, Logan Paul and Jake Saturday. Chris says, like, their acting isn't even convincing. Pico says, we are different. I enjoy the habitual line steppers. Somebody has to root for him.
Yeah, it's going to be a good match. I mean, if Roman can wrestle, I feel like Logan's the better wrestler out of the two already. Because Roman doesn't have wrestling, you know what I'm saying? He does 4 or 5 moves, and that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why his matches with Brock were always so short.
Oh.
Because he couldn't wrestle. He can't do anything. He's not talented. He's just got the look.
Right.
And then he's got a few moves. Kind of like John Cena.
Oh.
John Cena didn't have a lot of moves.
True.
He had like the 5.
Right.
5 knuckle shovel. Shoulder bump.
Ayla says with pork butt, you can do pulled pork in an Instapot, make tacos or stew. That probably has good recipes. Maybe. People says a little barring clothes. Robbie's like, I randomly saw a Matthew Meditz video the other day. Nice. I'm glad you saw some of his
they'll
videos.
pop up on my YouTube every once in a while also.
Sophie says, how can you tell who is a habitual line stepper? Robbie says, Dia would fit. I like baggy clothes. It was like, yeah, the meat guy was like, what the fuck is that? Does he want beef? Oh, he wants chicken, motherfucker. What the hell do you think? He wants a boneless porkless. Got it?
So I like Ricochet, but he needs to not win this match.
Who's he going up against right now?
LA Knight.
Oh, gee.
LA has to win.
He
or it's
would have
dumb
to.
That he's on the roster.
Yeah, dumb. Pico says, number one, they do not like authority. Sophie says about Brock versus Jake Paul. Robbie says, is that quick and easy, Ayla? Pico says, number two, they beat to their own drum. Number three, and that's not very oozy. Walter says, geez, Logan Paul, good right hand KO.
Yeah.
Sophie
Superman
says,
punch.
Paul Heyman wanted Logan in the WWE years ago. Ayla says, Robbie, yeah, I guess an hour in an Instant Pot and overnight in a crock pot. Robbie's like, I need a 30-minute recipe. Pico says, pork chops in an oven, just shake and bake them.
Yeah, pork chops, there's nothing better than that. You can pan fry those, too.
Yeah, I do a pan fry on my pork chops that turns out exceptional. The other thing you could do, Robbie, if you want to feel adventurous, is you could take your pork and tenderize it like you would like a steak, like for...
Stab it if you would.
You don't do chicken fries, but spatzel is what I'm talking about. And then take your pork, right? And then bread it and then fry it and then make a quick gravy or sauce or whatever you want to call it. Like a white or brown gravy or brown sauce, and then serve it over rice. That would be pretty fast. You could do, like Pico said, in the oven, which is a shake and bake type of thing, which is just basically taking your pork chops, breading them in something, and putting them in the oven.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of a couple other things. Marcus says Logan Paul knocked the Uzi out of Jay. Sophie says, why am I feeling like they are actually thinking about having Logan beat Roman?
Because that's good selling. That actually is good storytelling. Where if you're like, well, maybe, just maybe.
As Luke says, you know why? Why am I suddenly getting the feeling Logan's brother will cost him and set up a WrestleMania match between the Pauls? I hope not.
Main event WrestleMania night.
Luke's worst nightmare will come true. Walter's like, Ricochet for the win, and Sophie's like, I could see the WWE doing what Luke just suggested. Walter's like, okay, at 9:20, I'm going. I'll be here Monday for Raw. Saturday's still in chat. And Saturday, but I'm still in chat. All right, Walter. Robbie says, would anyone notice if Ricochet left? No.
I
Kind of like
Ricochet.
Muhammad Ali. No, I'm just kidding. I actually really like Ricochet. I like him. I just don't feel like he should all of a sudden win against LA Knight if they're going to try to push LA Knight as LA Knight.
It's kind of funny because it's opposite of what I normally believe, but I feel like when you first come up, you've got to have a really solid run, but not be champion. And that's what LA needs is.
Yeah.
He needs to win matches against good competition, but not necessarily be a champion right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Or in his case, ever. I don't feel like he's a world champion.
Right.
Although he does have the mouth for it.
Yes.
And if he gets interesting enough, then go ahead. Sometimes I feel like if a wrestler gets interesting enough, like they kind of missed the thing with Wardlow. 'Cause he was very interesting.
Yeah, he was interesting with his feud with MJF.
And they still can't, well, I meant after that.
Oh, well, yeah.
But yeah, they can rekindle that with MJF, but MJF has to become champion first. Meaning that tonight, he has to lose that title to whoever it was. It Cage he was wrestling? I can't remember who he was wrestling tonight. He was wrestling somebody for the title tonight. I'm pretty sure on Rampage.
I don't remember who it is.
Maybe just Joe will cost him. And how many of you would watch Ring of Honor if it came on TV? I feel like Ring of Honor just wouldn't get any traction. Every time they have any segment on AEW, it's just not good. I mean, unless it's Jericho, but come on. You can't have Jericho wrestle every one of your matches.
Right.
Although he is their world champion, which is just weird. I mean, because if you put Jericho in a top of all-time list, because you could easily put him in like a top 10 list of all-time wrestlers.
Right.
That's equivalent of putting the title, the NXT title, on like Brock Lesnar. It's just weird.
Yeah. Really
I mean,
odd.
if you're looking at ROH, which they were, as like a developmental type brand, because that's what he said he was going to use it for. It's just weird to me. Like, okay. Now put it on one of their top guys. Seth Rollins goes down and wins the NXT Championship.
Right.
And Jericho's better than Seth. Not now. I meant all time. Or Randy Orton. Randy Orton comes back, goes to NXT and wins the championship.
That'd be weird.
Exactly.
Piccolo says Sam the cooking guy on YouTube does a ton of good recipes and pretty quick and easy. It was like, I'd noticed Ravi. It looks like, yes, Ravi. People would notice if Ricochet left. Ayla's like, Ravi, look up food wishes on YouTube. Chris says they should send back Ricochet to NXT and become champ. Ayla says Chef John food wishes. Robbie says, cheers, Cola. I'll have a look. Chris says, reinvent yourself like Mandy Rose. Robbie says, cheers, Ayla. Piccolo says, you had me at rice. Yeah.
Rice
Sophie
butter,
says, do you guys
salt.
have some sort of snack after dinner before going to bed? No. I usually try not to eat, like, really close to going to bed. But my snack after dinner is ice cream and bananas. Right now. Robbie says, cool deal, we'll have a look. Chris says, I even got an Astros cake for this game tomorrow. Nice. Hopefully it's not a sad cake. It says, if you want to make sweets, there's Preppy Kitchen Sugar Geek Show and how to cook that.
This gymnastics jerk up here. LA Knight was just going off right there. That's great.
That's funny. Gymnastics jerk. Ah.
LA Knight gets in the ring. Ricochet follows him in so they can finally ring the bell, maybe. We do want to see a match.
Robbie says, Luke, would you really notice? Pico's like, I notice every culture takes a meat, braises it in their seasonings or their indigenous food and trimmings. Yep. Chris says, main event Ricochet. Pico's like, Ricochet has such a ceiling. I wonder if he'll ever get respected.
No.
Sophie says, at least we didn't get Oldberg again. I prefer Logan Paul. Ayla says, if you can find it, Ravi, pork steaks are good. It's not pork chop. It's different. Robbie says, what's the deal with Emma? Pickle says, like, his moveset is awesome, but his size is limited and his promo skills are weak.
Yeah, he's very lacking in promo.
Chris says Wardlow versus MJF for AEW title would be like Goldberg versus Hogan in WCW. Ravi says, yeah, I have had them once in the past, Ayla. Pickle says, Ravi, you should look up Filipino adobo style and see if that's your type of cuisine. Ayla says, Ravi, you better be writing this down. So he says, do you think that Tony Khan will have a Ring of Honor television show starting sometime next year?
I don't know. It's really going to come down to networks.
Yeah.
Is TNT going to sign Ring of Honor?
Right.
And put them on? And what night would it be? Like a Sunday night? I'm trying to figure out the best day for it to be on where you could get ratings. Sunday night on TBS or something would work, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, you could do Thursday night.
Right.
But there's basketball. That's their problem, is there's other sports. And if it's going to be on TBS or TNT, it's going to be right there in the middle of the sports.
Mm-hmm.
And that way it gets moved around, blah, 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 blah. So why not just put it on a night where there's really not? Is there Sunday night basketball on TBS?
I don't
It doesn't
know.
sound
I
familiar.
really have no idea. I know there's football season on Sundays.
Yeah, but not on TBS.
But not on TBS or TNT.
Oh, LA. Oh, nobody was home.
Chris says, and now that we know that Goldberg sucks even back then, I think it's safe to say Wardlow is the better wrestler, but not as intense as Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg was fun.
Picola says, vinegar based with soy sauce braising. Sometimes add garlic or bay leaves. It's pretty simple. Robbie says, LA Knight with the biggest forehead. And Walter says, LA Knight, boo. Robbie's like, yeah, Ayla, I have. Sophie says, Jeff Jarrett signed with AEW. Now his role in AEW is the same type of role he had while working with WWE.
Right.
Picole's like, oh no, I forget the announcer was dating Rico.
Yeah, that was the whole point of what they were doing there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sophie says I sometimes have a snack before going to bed, depending on what time I go to bed. Robbie says that sounds decent. Cola, we'll have to try it. Yeah, Robbie, that's what I was going to say. If you've ever made like a stir fry of any kind, like just replace it with pork. It's the same thing. Instead of using chicken or beef, you can use pork in place of it and it'll taste just as good, basically. You could do like a sweet and sour pork.
My favorite pork is just the pork steak that you made.
Oh, the pork chops I do.
Yeah.
Those are really good. The only reason why they're so good is because I finally figured out how to make them. Oh, and if you're going to eat them pork like that, like a lot of people eat applesauce with them, but I suggest eating pears with them. Yeah. Way better. You guys should be asking Luke. He probably has all kinds of pork recipes. But for 30-minute stuff, I'm just trying to think of quick things.
Barbecue grill.
Sweet and sour pork would be the same. Like, would go pretty quick. And once again, you can serve it with rice. So. Chris says, LOL, alienate flirting with the ring announcer. Ella says, Cupcake Gemma is good too, and she's English, so you'd know the measurements. Walter says, come on, Ricochet, win. Ravi says, when is D's made Apollo back? Sophie says, if Tony Khan does make some sort of TV deal for Ring of Honor, where would he put it? Right, we speculated on that already. I don't know if Apollo is coming back up. I think he's down in NXT for a minute, maybe.
Would you do like a Saturday morning, like at 10 a.m. or something?
It would depend, like what you said. It would depend on what channel it was on, right?
Yeah, but I would assume he's just going to work with TNT and TBS.
Yeah.
Discovery. They have other channels. Discovery.
Yeah.
Would be one of them.
Right. Pickle says that's probably why I didn't enjoy baking measurements. Right? So he says they already have our Ring of Honor with their Rampage show. Piccolo says nope, no basketball live on weekends, rarely. Ayla says baking is science and math cooking is more free. Marcus says they would probably have it on a Tuesday just to brag they beat WWE developmental show in ratings.
I don't know if they could.
Right.
Well, I don't know if NXT can lose to Ring of Honor.
Right.
I don't know who would watch it.
That's
but
the question,
again,
right?
You've also got basketball on. Unless, I guess, is it TBS that doesn't do basketball? So they could do it on TBS. But I don't know what's on TBS at that time. You'd have to see what's in their time slots.
Right.
ESPN would be awesome.
Yeah.
Do an ESPN show
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Right.
They used to have the AWA on there all the time.
That's funny.
The
I remember
old
you
classic
talking
stuff.
about that. Walter says NCAA football this Saturday also. Ravi says Kathy Kelly does need smashing to be fair. Sophie says Dynamite I heard was boring this week. Chris says maybe just rebrand it ROH Rampage. Pico says, oh, I read math cooking. What, Ayla? Math cooking. Ravi says I cooked pork belly a couple times with some seasonings in the oven. Nice. Take your pork belly, cook it in the oven like that, and then afterwards, like, toss it with some, like, triple berry jam or jelly or preserves or whatever you call it.
Jam. Come on, LA.
Sophie says, doesn't TBS or TNT hold a hockey or basketball game during the season on a weekday?
Yeah, they have all sorts of sports on the weekdays, but I don't know about TBS. So.
Picole's like, yep, I had a hard time making pizza dough when I worked downtown.
In March, they do. They have the March Madness stuff on there, or at least they used to. But maybe they won't have a contract anymore with the NCAA. I don't know how that'll work.
I don't know how that's going to work either.
With Discovery.
He was like, man, you said that, and I had to reread what I put just in case, laughing meth cooking. My dyslexia would. Ha ha. Luke says, I'm cutting back on pork because I've been getting bubble guts recently after eating pork. I'm going to do a full diet reset so I can learn my food sensitivities. I'm sure I'm hurting myself with certain foods. Yeah, with your diabetes and stuff, you probably have to be pretty careful.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of pork with mine.
Yeah, I don't feed Travis pork very often.
But I can tell you, steak does it to me worse than any of them, and I still will eat it, though. I can't not eat steak. But it's the red meat, and it makes you hungry again. Because that's what red meat does.
Right.
I always crave it in the morning when I wake up. I just want to eat a cow,
That's kind of funny.
wipe its ass, cut its horns off, and just slam it down on the table. All right. Ricochet getting all pumped up. I wonder if Ricochet can dunk. He's not very tall, but I bet he could. He can probably jump high enough.
Chris says that would be funny if LA Knight flirted with Shotzi or Liv. Pico says these days it's more optimal to put it on a streaming service, right? So he says, I don't bake because if I do, I'm afraid I might burn the house down. So he says, whenever I'm home alone, I think about getting Wendy's from a delivery service.
You know, that's not a half bad idea. I didn't think about that. They could put that on HBO Max or something.
Piccola, about putting on a streaming service.
Yeah.
You definitely could do something like that. Chris says ROH would definitely be NXT if it were 2002 or 04. Pico says, oh, whatever, throw me some curling or cornhole competitions on the Ocho. It was like, Sophie, you should try. It's actually fun once you get the right recipes.
LA Knight with a little trunk grab. Pins him.
Nice.
You get to see his butt, so keep watching.
It's gross. Nobody wants to see that.
You don't want to see his butt?
No, gross.
Not his whole butt. Just the plumber. Maybe not enough.
Tights and the rope. What a cheater face.
LA Knight getting it done.
Marcus says, does ESPN and WWE have some kind of a partnership or something? But I could be wrong.
They kind of did. Not for any shows or anything, but they did for news.
Right.
Remember when Coachman was part of ESPN? I don't know. He still might be there, but he would do the WWE news. But yeah, I think that's where they should go. Honestly, I would love to see SmackDown on ESPN.
Yeah.
And they could put it on ESPN 2 or whatever.
Right.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would. Chris says Chris Master versus LA Knight would be a cool match. Ayla says, I always make pork butt for tacos so good. So he says, I'm more of a lazy person. Whenever I don't know how to do it, I find an easy way to do it. Ayla says, Sugar Geek Show on YouTube is good for beginners, easy recipes. Pico says, for basketball viewers, NBA on TNT mostly Thursdays, on an occasional Tuesday. NBA on ESPN is Wednesdays and Fridays. So he says, if AEW is going to be on a streaming service, they would have been on one at the beginning of the year.
Well, they might have a TV contract, so they can't, unless they're going to renegotiate. But he signed a long-term deal. Remember, he had redone that deal to move it to TNT because it was on TBS or whatever.
Right.
Remember when they switched channels?
Yeah, yeah.
When they did that, they extended the deal. And so they gave him a lot more money to move channels. And so they can't just not do it. It's because you Sammy Uso now.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone. They lost our Uzi. Say it again. Say Uzi.
My dogs.
Come on, Oos. He got his Uzi. Jimmy's like, he's my DD. I need him. My wife's not around right now.
Right.
Even though when she's around, that's when he drinks more, so I don't know.
Right. Maybe she drives him to drink. So he says, I'm more of a lazy person whenever I know how to do it. I find an easy way to do it. It looks like Sugar Geek Show on YouTube is good for beginners, easy recipes. And Pico says for basketball viewers, NBA on TNT mostly Thursdays and occasional Tuesday. NBA on ESPN is Wednesdays and Fridays. All right, read. Pico says after Christmas, NBA on ABC on Sundays. Chris says
that would be cool if they moved it to ESPN and then moved the day too. I'd love for it not to be on Friday nights. SmackDown.
Nice.
Move it to Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then freaking NXT would be, or AEW would be like, shit.
Be funny. Chris says, same. Cut out pork and it seems to be helping. Also lost 5 pounds so far. Miss Ravi says, is it right to snap spaghetti so it fits in the pot for boiling? No.
It's a necessity. It's a must. It's what people do.
Don't do it.
Only animals don't.
Don't do it. Don't snap it.
Break your spaghetti in half so it fits.
So
and
says,
you get twice as much that way.
No, don't. The same amount of spaghetti, you weirdo. So he says, in the old days, Raw was preempted by dog shows. Ayla says, I snap my spaghetti, but you don't have to. Bill's like, our family unfortunately can't give up pork. Luke says, I know recently certain meats have been causing me issue, but I've also developed a huge craving for red berries and green grapes. Have been eating them a ton.
Yeah, green grapes will kill you.
Is it something you're missing? The red berries for sure might be something you're missing for your nutrients, like a mineral or a vitamin.
What the hell's a red berry?
I'm guessing like raspberries and stuff like that.
Right.
Rose like diabetes is the worst. You can lose your eyesight and feeling in your feet. Biggles like, yep, Hill tendencies. He's back, folks. So it says ESPN and WWE do have a partnership, or they did. I don't know the status of that partnership now. And Luke says Robbie, diabetes causes a ton of problems.
All sorts of problems.
Sophie says Mia Yim is on her way back to WWE. And Chris says LA Knight winning. That's how my Stro's going to win tomorrow. Piccolo says Charlie's fine ass moved to ESPN. I don't see her much though.
No, she's on like that early morning talk show thing.
Yeah. Ayla says Ravi Jordan's grandpa lost both of his legs to diabetes. And Ravi says, does SD have the better wrestlers?
Well, yeah, they have the overall best few. But right now, Raw has Bobby Lashley and Brock's probably the best, or top 2.
Right.
But normally, they don't have Brock.
Marcus says WWE needs to jump on the opportunity and make an Uzi shirt. Ravi says, Ayla, that's awful. And Sophie says, why did ESPN and WWE end their partnership? They were doing good, I thought. Who knows? It's like, yeah, he passed away. That's how we got a house. Double-edged sword, I guess. Marcus says, I still think they all playing Sami and eventually will beat him down. Oh.
Yeah, he's going to have to get beat down, but it's so hot, red hot right now. That's why we haven't seen Kevin Owens.
Sophie says the WWE trademarked Queen of the Ring, and unknown guy, eyes, thinking, mad face, thumbs down. I don't know what you're trying to tell us, my friend. I'm sorry you're upset.
We're watching you.
Random unnamed guy. Since I don't know what your name is, since it's in Arabic. Ayla says, I don't know if that's the right term. Lost a grandpa, gained a house. Sophie says, with the WWE opening the door, do you see AEW and WWE work together?
Who?
With WWE opening the door, do you see AEW and WWE working together?
No.
P. Cola says, okay, so I binged Love is Blind Season 3 the last 2 nights, and I have a question about a mental health projection. That's all you. Travis is ready whenever you are, Picola.
All you need is love, love.
As Luke says, unknown guy, name guy seems upset. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? I was like, so realistically, Bailey ain't winning. Sophie says, if you were a vegan, you are no friend of mine. Looks like as far as my blood work is telling me, I'm not missing anything. How strange. Usually if your body is craving something, usually means that you're missing something in your diet. Ayla says, so basically you're a horrible person if you snap your spaghetti. Freaking animal.
No. Snap
If
it.
you don't
If
snap
you
your
don't
spaghetti.
snap it, you're an animal.
That's what she meant. She
Yeah.
corrected herself. Luke says, I've been eating strawberries, cherries, cranberries, raspberries. Red berries. That's how I meant when he meant red berries. So he's eating lots of red berries, strawberries, raspberries. Sounds like a... What do they have in them? What is it? Vitamin A? Or is it vitamin C?
No idea. They would have all of them.
I can't remember what they have more of, though, with the red tint. I thought it was something else. So it says, if you aren't a WWE fan, you aren't a friend of mine as well. Ernest Bell says, hello, where am I? I don't know, Ernest, where are you? Are you over there?
Chicago.
You're in Chicago. Okay, so here's P. Cola's mental health projection question. Okay? So the one girl is a flight attendant, equals put together and has class, etc. The guy she chose is like a frat boy with no filter. She supposedly fell in love for his spontaneity. Anyway, they are nearing their wedding day, and he calls her bipolar. Like for what? Telling him to be better and pick up your clothes off the floor? My gosh, she's a fucking catch.
Right? That's funny.
So that tells me that she has daddy issues and she has self-confidence issues.
Because she's bipolar.
Doesn't mean she's bipolar at all.
That was a joke, but yeah.
Maybe because of the kind of guy that she decided to supposedly fall in love with.
Why daddy issues? He's younger than her, probably.
Because he's a bad guy, a bad boy. Usually if you have some kind of daddy issues, you don't fall for the nice guy.
Yes, the first question you would ask is about her family. How her mom and dad are, were they married? Was she adopted? All those types of questions is how you would start.
And the fact that she's well put together, so she feels like she's lacking something, so she has to make herself look nice. She got into a job where she gets a lot of attention all the time. Got into a job where you have to look pretty. All that stuff. That tells me she's lacking self-confidence in herself of who she is.
Usos out here right now. Eva. They're going to pass demolition. Here comes the axe. Here comes the smasher. Oh, New Day. Crowd. Uzi. So they were in Saudi Arabia today.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd was chanting, "We want Sami."
Oh, Lord.
The whole crowd.
Oh, God.
We want Sami.
He can't come here.
No, he can. He won't.
Mm-hmm.
He's just Syrian descent. There's nothing that would happen. He just is against their country. Anyways, then Roman's like, "The way you've been acting, you don't deserve Sami." He wants Sami. Hold up.
Walter says, bye-bye, Walter.
This New Day right here doesn't count. Big E is New Day.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have Big E and Kofi as the guys, and then
right.
Xavier Woods just is kind of the tag along.
Right. Somebody says this Bray Wyatt storyline is going to lead a Roman feud at some point. Marcus says I saw a clip that the earring that Uncle Howdy was wearing that Uncle Howdy was wearing last week is the same one Bo Dallas was wearing the last time we saw him. Interesting.
You have to believe.
So he says, I'm at opening the door since Carl Anderson is still a champion in New Japan and Shinsuke is facing the great Muda. Okay, so, Sophie, WWE's always had really good rapport with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like, always. They've never not had that rapport with them. That door's always been open. They've always worked well with them. The reason why they were working with them was so that they could have a WWE Japan. That was why Kairi Sane was actually going to be doing for WWE and why she was still working for them, even though she wasn't wrestling anymore, was they were going to start one. Then the pandemic happened and that all went on the back burner and probably got kiboshed. But they've always had really good relations with New Japan.
Day rocks.
Walter's like, okay, bye guys, see you Saturday. And Pico says, take care. Walter Ayla says, I crave ice. I need to eat ice all the time. You have an iron issue. Pico says, Walter. Marcus says, I don't want to see Bray versus Roman right now because where do you go from there with Bray? Right?
Look at this SmackDown. The Usos getting jumped.
Usos getting jumped by the Brawling Brutes and What's his butts over there like, what are we supposed to do now? Are we going to beat them up or them or
now they're
these
working
guys?
together?
Yeah, we'll work together.
After you broke Big E's neck, you son of a bitch.
Sophie's like, Travis, a secret Love is Blind fan, who would have guessed? Robbie's like, Ayla, is that because you are so icy hot? Chris says, oh, so Wyatt is just going to have a video package in Saudi, but isn't there. Yeah. Ayla's like, nope. And Pico's like, yep, haha. And Sophie's like, I'm not saying Bray versus Roman now. I mean for sometime in the future, whenever that will be. Robbie says, sounds like she has anxiety. Chris says, lots of WWE women's have daddy issues. Probably.
Lots of daddy issues circling.
Your guys' favorite one, Liv, definitely has daddy issues. Sorry, guys. Robbie's like, or she could have personality disorder. Sophie says, Triple H said that he already has plans for after Mania 39. Vindicator says, poor stagehand must have gotten $5,000 bonus to conduct a Bray unofficial therapy session.
Right.
Right, Vin? Like, the poor dude's just like, what? What's happening right now? What? Why are you yelling at me? You know you don't have that on that screen, right? Okay.
I was going to, but we had to go live. So I couldn't do it. And I can't lean forward.
Oh, sorry. Pico's like, her mom and dad died when she was a teenager. I believe she had grown up way too fast. Wow, that's on spot. Like, you didn't even watch it and see how she will settle for some schmuck. Yeah, it's actually quite normal behavior. It's unfortunate, really. It was like, was her mom a sausage volunteer not come back from getting milk? And he was like, oh, they died. Robbie's like, message retracted. And Sophie says, do you think Sami will one day actually go to one of these Saudi Arabia pay-per-views in the future?
No. No, he's pretty stubborn.
Pico's like, yeah, I know, heavy. The show is just creates drama to create drama. You know, it's like a lower tier Bachelor. Such trash, but so good. You're funny. Robbie's like, personality disorder normally occurs from something traumatic in someone's life from the past.
Yep. Find your little happy place.
Yep.
Good. I love competing in WWE.
His whole life.
He's still talking about his kid. You should just give up. We're all on board for you to give up. Come on, Ray, give up. Ooh, Shayna Baszler coming out. Another women's match. Oh, she got Ronda in her corner.
That's weird. I guess they decided to put these two together because they're like one
Ronda
another.
reminds me of an 80s girl that hung out at bars all the time. Like, you know what I'm talking about? That look.
The barfly.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just like trying to be sexy, but you're not. But the guys at the bar think you are.
Because of the lighting?
The lighting and just the time of day it is. She's like a 1 o'clocker.
In the afternoon?
No.
Oh, a morning one.
Yeah, morning. You know, because it's starting to get close to closing, and you're like, well, fuck. She's not half bad.
I could take her home, maybe. Wouldn't chew off my arm too much.
She walks kind of funny, but she's still feminine. You have to do the check from Crocodile Dundee.
The crotch check.
You just want to make sure.
It says, I'll have to watch it. Maybe I'm watching the Cabinet of Curiosity right now. It's pretty good. I heard that those were pretty good.
Oh, she's going up against Natalya.
Weird. Sophie says this is setting up the War Games match. Ayla says, Fat Lisa, they're making a new season of Black Mirror. Robbie's like, Sami looks dusted. Pico says, I'm glad Butch has his old gimmick back. And Sophie says, you remember the movie Sausage Party? Amazon is going to have a Sausage Party series. Pico says, oh man, Ayla, what a show. I need to finish it, but it's hella morbid. It was like, I love it. Definitely one of my favorites. Pico says, yeah, shoot, Ayla, I always need a Bessie to talk to you with about shows. Sophie says, I don't know why they couldn't do Rey versus Gunther for tomorrow pay-per-view instead of a random episode of SmackDown.
They just want to keep those championships, those U.S. championships and Intercontinental championships off the pay-per-view. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But we see it
all the time.
Pay-per-view
Like even
after
when Vince
pay-per-view.
was doing stuff, so that's not just changing. This is what we found. Robbie says, DM at some awful girls who self-harm for attention, like headbang till they pass out and like to cut themselves at my work. Yeah.
Yeah, the cutting it just brings you back to present. I don't know about the head banging. Maybe it makes you lightheaded or something.
Yeah.
But I definitely understand the wanting to be present because they're living in the future because they're so nervous and anxious.
Mm-hmm.
But by cutting yourself, it brings you to now. Pain is very, very centering and grounding.
Yep.
You just don't want to get the pain by inflicting it on yourself, but it's okay to have it. Like, so if something hurts, cherish it because it brings you to now. And actually, touch it. You got a burn or something, touch it. And just feel how present you are. Nothing more bringing you to present than pain.
It's true. Very, very true.
But yeah, a lot of people will just cut themselves with like razor blades or knives and that's not healthy. That's not the way you do it. What
and blaming people for it isn't healthy either.
Well, you can't blame anybody.
Oh, they do though.
Tool.
They blame other people outside of themselves for it.
Yeah, it's a tool that they're using to be non-anxious.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with it is that if they would just exercise, they would get that same pain,
Mm-hmm.
but in a positive way. They're still not addressing the problem.
No.
Seriously, go do squats until your nose starts bleeding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Pickle says, here is Thelma and Louise on SmackDown. Sophie says, have you guys watched Manifest? I haven't. It looks like, is that your girlfriend? Robbie sounds exciting. I was like, Ayla, nah, you don't want to meet them type of people. They are the worst. Yeah. Ayla says, delete the Cabinet of Curiosity is pretty good. It's a little cheese at times, but every episode is different. Yes, I was talking to somebody at work about it. They were telling me about it and said it wasn't too bad. Sophie says, I think I saw Rollins is rumored to have an open challenge tomorrow. Ayla says, I know one like that. I went to high school with her. We were at a house party and she turned the burner on and put her arm on it. Sophie says, for those Saudi shows, they should only have the superstars booked for the show on the flight to Saudi. Ayla says she went to the hospital a lot for basically cutting herself so deep.
yeah, that'll happen. Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Cut yourself so deep that you have to go to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I didn't got the right thing.
Click it. Click it. Natalya, the second most important heart in wrestling.
So Ayla says she went to a lot for basically cutting herself so she couldn't stop the bleeding. Sophie says, poor R-Truth. I heard he got seriously injured in that match on NXT.
I heard the same thing. I did not watch it. I was going to watch it, but I forgot.
NXT? Wow.
Yeah, he was down there. He was in the first match of the night.
Damn. Robbie says also they like to tie ligatures too. It's so annoying. Nice weirdos. Pickle says, I have dated a girl with borderline disorder. Her manic depression and some of her tendencies were such red flags. I really know how to pick them.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're
That's
usually freaks. Like, I understand why you would pick
That's
them.
an internal issue of your own of wanting to fix other people.
Right.
Just saying.
Could be. Or it could just be, like, freaks.
Yeah, you could just like freaks.
Well, because most of those women are
Freaks.
promiscuous and
They're freaks.
there's nothing they won't try.
Robbie says, so who is the first match on Jewel? I don't know who the first match is going to be tomorrow,
I'm
Robbie.
going to say it's going to be Brock and Bobby.
You think that's going to be the first one?
Yeah, Brock wants out of there.
Yeah.
He's going to get on his plane and fly off.
Yeah. Pico says, oh, geez, this chat, bless your heart. It was like, thought you were into dumpster fires, Valley. So it's like, Shayna and Natalya tag team didn't make sense. Pico says, it's true. Yep, I do enjoy a fixer-upper. Halo's like, good girls are boring.
Good girls like bad guys.
Yeah, she totally saw it coming from, like, over there.
Yeah. Old Natalya, I think it's time for her to hang him up.
Right?
This is bad.
Robbie's like, you seen Natty's sister? You could rest your head and sleep all right on her rack.
Oh, I've seen her, yes.
It's all up in your face on a constant basis in their shows.
On their YouTube thing, it's like, wow.
Jesus.
Got an OnlyFans?
Why are there so much of it? Why?
Right? Hers don't look as fake. Like, Natalya's look fake as hell, but her sisters don't. They
Yeah.
look real, but they probably are fake also. I don't know if boobs run in families.
I don't know. I don't have sisters. Robbie's like, Ayla, you need a new personality then. Oh. Yeah, destruction mode and stuff.
Destruction.
Ayla's like, nah, I'm fine. I'm fine. You're fine. It's fine.
Yeah, they don't teach mental health in school, and so everybody just tries to cope with what they have as they move through school. In grade school is when they should teach it, but they never do. And then you find out when you're in your 20s that you're fucked up. But
Right.
you would have found out in grade school. Like, oh, okay, I could fix
Oh,
that.
I understand why I have trauma and I'm weird.
And then they could fix it, but instead they try to put that shit on the back burner. No kid left behind.
No kid left behind. I guess it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow.
Yeah,
Gross.
it's supposed to snow, isn't it?
Nah, it's not going to get cold enough to snow, supposedly. Lies. It's supposed to get warmer overnight.
It is time. Remember that Fox they had? The girl named Fox?
Oh,
She just
kind
kind
of.
of just disappeared. That's what needs to happen with Natalya. I think Natalya probably should just go ahead and
Just
fade away.
slowly fade into
Either
the
that
sunset.
or announce it and then just go off with her husband, whatever his name is. Jason Kidd or whatever. It's something Kidd.
Yeah. It was like they do not run in families. Boobs. Sophie says, so WWE and Hulu are going to have their own version of Ms. and Mrs. with Montez and Bianca.
Yeah. And Natalya's out here. She's done. She loses. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's over. Let's just go ahead and just let it be over. There's stuff she can do. She could still be an ambassador. She could be like Titus.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got terrible issues. That's why she's got all the plastic surgery, but she can
Right.
still go to schools and talk to them about bullying or something.
Right. Robbie's like, hello, Ayla, with your monotone voice. So it's like, AEW got 9,000 viewers this week. It's a lot. Ayla's like, hey, my monotone voice is unexplainable.
Oh,
Sophie says, I'm not a big fan of fixer-upper shows, but I like Bar Rescue and Kitchen Nightmares. Pickle says, the two major priorities in grade school should be finance and mental growth.
yeah, mental health.
Sophie says, what is grade school? And so Robbie's like, just asking, is Ronda attractive? And Pickle's like, Sophie, really? So he's like, Shayna versus Ronda, I give you my money for that match wherever it happens.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, that's why they're putting them together.
Pickle's like, 1st through
Look at
12th
that.
grade.
Kicked her right in the nose.
Right? Pickle, like, duh.
Maybe that's it. Look at all the blood. She got her pretty good.
Uh-oh.
Shayna broke her nose.
Hasn't she done that to somebody before?
Right, well, she did on purpose. Like, it was part of it, but I don't know if it's real blood. It could be a pack or
Oh.
a pill or something up on her nose, but yeah, she bit Becky on the back of the neck, but there again, I don't know how real that was either.
Right.
Time for Natalya to leave, right off into the sunset.
Well, she did like kind of grab her nose like this and go like this, so she could have like broken the pack like while she was doing that, I guess. They don't seem very like concerned about it, so
Right.
I don't think it's real.
Steel cage match, Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross, who is starting to bore me. I don't like that. Feel like he should be a top guy.
I read that one. Robbie says, just asking, is Ronda attractive? Did I read that?
Well, I think you did, but I don't know who it was from. But
Robbie.
You just said something about Sophie, you serious or something?
No.
And so I figured that was
Sophie
from.
said,
Sophie.
what is grade school? And P. Cole was like, Sophie, really? Yeah. Dumb. Anyways, you want to answer Robbie's inquiry?
She is at 1 o'clock in the morning on alcohol.
In
And I
a
think she
bar.
used to be attractive when she was in the UFC. When she was younger. But some people might be into that. The
Right.
mom look like that. I don't know what you call it, the 80s streetwalker type look. It's not really a streetwalker, but like a bar fly.
Hayla says, I like kitchen nightmares too. Robbie's like, is that real blood? I don't think so. But Luke's like, oh damn, that looks like a real nose injury. No.
I don't know.
was
With
like-
her doing it on like as a wrestling move, like on purpose. Like it wasn't like she did a different move and hurt her nose.
Yeah.
She literally went over there to knee her in the
Face.
nose.
Yeah.
That-
And then Natalya went straight for her face, had no blood anywhere on her face. Then she like did her nose like this a couple times, and then all of a sudden she pulled away, and then it was like blood, and she's like, "Let me spread it everywhere."
Right. And so there could have been like some pills or something.
It was weird.
Stage blood.
It was staged.
Stage blood.
It was like, what's grade school? So he's like, I never heard of high school being called grade school before. People's like the guy who does Kitchen Impossible married Gail Kim,
It goes
a
grade
retired
school,
diva
middle
who
school,
works with Impact.
high school, or finishing school. What do they call it in Europe?
I don't know. Robbie's like, Cole, with the money he's on, you think he would get a better suit? Looks like if it's not real, it looks real good.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
People says,
And who better
then
than
Natalya to throw it
to
out
make
there.
it look real good?
Pico says, well, I guess since my cousin is
Trying to think of what it could be.
the Philippines.
Ah.
Sorry, I had a complete brain fart. I'm like, I know what it's called, and I'm like, what is it? Like, I literally just sat there like, I know the name of the country. The Philippines call it grade school. I thought it's typical.
It is.
Steffi says never saw Kitchen Impossible. Robbie says Gordon Ramsay. And Ayla says grade school is K through 5th. Middle school is 6 through 8. High school is 9 through 12, I think. Sophie says Kitchen Impossible looks like a mix of Bar Rescue and Kitchen Nightmares. Pico says, I believe in the Philippines they go through 10th grade, then immediately to a trade or university. Nice.
Right, which they should do here also.
Yep. Ayla says it's different everywhere, I'd assume. And Sophie says hopefully Drew versus Cross delivers a lot better than the last pay-per-view.
I liked the strap match, but yeah, it was weird. Had a weird ending. Still cage match. Somebody's going to win it clean.
Mm-hmm. Ew.
The menu.
We're going to die tonight, aren't we? Yes. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Sophie's like, what year are we in? And Kiko says the year of chaotic master punk.
I had to actually ask that the other day. I threw a whole bottle of something away because I thought we were in 23. And so I thought it was a year old.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, wait, what year are we in? And you're like, 22? And I'm like, yeah, fuck. It's not even old yet. And I just threw the whole bottle.
Like to the point you couldn't retrieve it?
I probably could pull it out.
What
I have
was
like
it?
12 of them downstairs. That salsa stuff that I have. That green.
Oh, the green salsa stuff?
I was like, oh, this is old as fuck. It was like October of 22. I'm like, oh, God.
Oh, God.
It's a year old. Better throw that out. So I threw it out, and then I went and got another one downstairs, and I was like, shit, it has the same date. I was like, all these are bad. There's like 5 of them. And I was like, well, guess I'm going to throw them out. And then I'm like, what year is it? You're like 22. I'm like, when did you become 22? I thought it was 23. Living in my own world.
Sophie says, what movie are you looking forward to seeing when it hits a streaming service?
Top Gun Maverick. Oh, wait, I've already seen it. There isn't one. I might watch that Black Ant or whatever.
Black Adam.
But it goes with the DC Universe stuff, and so as long as it can stand on its own, I'll watch it, but I don't like to get caught up in all the riff-raff.
Right. People's like, once in a while, I have to go through pantries and find some canned goods with 2018 on it.
Yeah, I've got some of that down there.
Definitely have some of that. So it says this year saw a lot of twists and turns and changed the landscape everywhere. People's like, are we prepared or what?
Right.
Right? It was like George's mom has cereal with the dates from 2018. Can't throw it away, so that's cool. Sophie says, sometimes we see food from 15 or 16 in the pantry. Yeah, there
So
comes...
what's everybody wearing to the riots on November 8th? What are you guys wearing? Hoods? Face masks?
Sunglasses so nobody can see who it is. Got all your signs ready?
I love that they had her Pan Eos guy or whatever, too.
Uh-huh.
Because she's so bad.
That's funny.
Like, I like Asuka.
Right?
You know, she did a lot. She carried the women's division. She carried the main roster through the first, like, month of the pandemic. She was on both shows when they did that
Yep.
TV place that they did. I can't remember what they called
Oh,
it.
that's why they're going to have a rematch at Crown Jewel, huh?
Nice.
Nice.
I doubt they're going to put the titles back on the other team. Usually don't see that. MVP's not going. So Moss has to be there by himself,
Yeah.
which is just dumb.
It says, Sophie, is this real life? Pickles, like, speaking of which, forgot to pick up Molotov cocktails for that day.
Oh, dang it.
Right? Oops. Did you get your load of bricks? Just making sure. Did you find your bricks just randomly stacked in your city somewhere?
Yeah, they'll start stacking bricks.
Don't
on
worry, it'll be
Tuesday
there.
night. They'll start stacking piles of bricks.
Just randomly places. It was like, just DIY it, thought Lisa. So it's like, even though we are in the year 22, sometimes it feels like we're back in the old days with Roe versus Wade being overturned. Piccolo says, I have a checklist. Nice, dude. You have a checklist? That's fantastic.
What is this group? What the oh, okay, it's for Omos. Or it's for Braun. I'm like, what's this riffraff?
Oh, nice, poor guys.
Riff
That's
raff.
sad.
It's called riffraff.
It looks like
It's
it's
not
an
called
1822.
Riffraff.
Riff-raff.
Riffraff.
It's riff-raff, not what?
Riffraff.
It's not rift-raft.
Yeah.
It's
Not
riff-raff.
It's riffraff.
Riff-raff, not rift-raff.
R-I-F-F. R-A.
So he's like, we don't know why MVP is in it. Saudi Arabian. It looks like my brassiere is pointy, right? 1922.
Shit, they had those in the 60s and 70s. The pointy bras. Oh, shit.
Jeez.
The not coolness of this.
Luke, those 5 guys look like generic creator wrestlers in WWE 2K, LOL. Piccolo says, what is this piece of plastic I'm typing on? Right? Voice boxes and moving pictures in the square. It's terrifying. Sophie's like, sometimes I check the pantry and we see canned food from 5 or 6 years ago. And Ayla's like, mind your business, Travis.
What about?
I don't know. But mind it, whatever it is. This is like the longest SmackDown ever.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like it's been going on
pretty good.
forever. It's never ending. Oh no, poor MVP lost his cane.
Hurting MVP.
He broke his cane. That's why he couldn't go.
Montez Porter or whatever his name is.
He can't have a...
Oh, yeah. He won't be able to go to Saudi Arabia if he's injured.
Yeah, he can't go. He's going to be broken.
He could get a blood clot on the plane.
He probably can. He probably has the possibility of getting one. I've heard that's a pandemic of issues right now. Sorry. It's like, I hear they're coming out with color picture boxes. Because, like, so I'll bring up Mike Tyson hanging out with TK tonight.
He is, huh? He's going to be on Rampage. I forgot about that.
That's funny.
A ring announcer or something.
Huh.
Or not a ring announcer, but just the commentary play-by-play.
Martha
You
says,
imagine this?
not Montel's
Calling all your
walking
matches?
stick.
It's devastating.
This is devastating. Pickle's like, what's up with that? I don't know, but what is up with it? What's up with that?
The epidorsmus is connected to his ubulus muscle.
The spinal. What?
I'm unseen. I'll eat his children.
What is happening?
Braun Strowman's drooling just enough.
Oh my god! That's so gross! What the fuck? That is so disgusting!
He's the animals. That's how they act, you know? They don't have that saliva coming out of them. They're just not there. They're just not there mentally zoning out.
It's like if I finished the Rock book, which I got for my B-Day or Christmas, it took me almost 10 months.
The Rock has a book.
You're a slow reader, eh? Pickle's like it's made up of an apple or maybe by apple. Sophie's like it looks like Mike Tyson might become a full-time member of AEW. And it was like made of apples. Pickle's like I'll eat your children. Martha says that's his pimp cane. Like what the hell, Braun?
He's got no honor.
Oh, Sophie, your ignorance shines so brightly, doesn't it, sweetheart? Anna's like 20 years behind everyone. We're only about 5. Looks like Sophie, that's rude as fuck. Ayla's like, Sophie, when you take your bath, do you bite the bubbles? Oh, Ayla. Sophie makes the bubbles.
Why are we behind? Who's behind?
It's nothing. There was no context behind it. It literally is just somebody just talking out their butt.
It just said that we're behind 10 years.
Yeah, Sophie.
Like we as in
20.
wrestling gap?
Idaho is like 20
Oh.
years behind everyone.
Right.
It's only about 5.
Well, I mean, you could catch up and be like Los Angeles, and then, you know, everybody's homeless and they have no money.
That's true. You should go there.
You just got to catch up.
Catch up.
Catch up with the times.
So he says this match is going to be a banger. Pugel is like, Mike Tyson is a class act. Chris says, Gunter, baby. So he's like, I don't take a bath. I take showers. And my shower is a walk-in. Pugel's like, brah, I love the 90s. It was like, I know, I'll rephrase. Sophie, when you make bubbles in the bath, do you bite them?
I grew up on Mike Tyson. He's literally my favorite boxer of all time, and I absolutely love everything about the dude, except for he, like, raped somebody, and people forget it. Like, that never happened. He went to prison for rape. There's some woman in this world that he raped, and he's, like, on TV making money, and she's like, he did me, and I didn't want him to.
He raped me, and I said no. But he did it anyways. Secretly, I wanted it, but I said no.
No means no.
Pickle's like, oh, wait. It was like, oh. And Sophie's like, I was a baby in the 90s. It was like, I'm just asking a serious question. Hi to the Highlanders in the chat. This
Hey,
says
hi.
you played all gullied up from the Modern Warfare or for the way too long, Michael. I am referencing the Army commercial. Luke says she just looks Windows, Ayla.
Follows the dust around the window.
Ayla's like public ones? You guys. she can't defend itself. It won't know what you're talking about. Sophie says Jeff Jarrett worked with every wrestling promotion this year. Pickle's like, I love using gussied up. All gussied up. Getting all gussied up to go to town, Pickle. Luke's like, hey, I said, no, you didn't. I didn't see that one. I choose to not see it. Pickle's like, as long as you don't stick to it like a Christmas story, that would be a poll, my friend. It was like sitting down enjoying your meal at a restaurant while trying not to look as though we don't make eye contact. So it's like Fight TV Plus added a couple wrestling promotions to their streaming service.
I saw that. I got a message from them today.
What kind of wrestling promotions was it, though?
Just ones that I've never heard of.
Sounds like garbage, then. Pickle, that's what blinds are for. Don't move. Can't see you. It's Jurassic Sophie.
That Deji Mayweather fight is on pay-per-view. Which
Yeah.
You would assume because it's Mayweather. But it's only $14 on DAZN. I was like, oh, okay. I might be able to watch that.
Oh.
I'm not going to pay $75 to watch
Oh,
Mayweather fight.
hell no.
KSI's brother.
Right? It was like, she just cleaned the window that the waiter tells us that he hands us the bill. Nice. So it was like GCW, and I forgot the other one. Oh, goodness. Like I said, this is going way too long. So glad I went to the grocery store before we did this.
Why?
Because now I don't have to go after we're done.
Usos. Or the Brawling Brutes. So we know it's going to be the Usos because the New Day already challenged them. The World Cup on Fox Live next week.
Aha!
Is that boxing? Or not boxing, but what is that? That's golf.
Golf?
Or is it the other one, the soccer?
Soccer? What is it? What did it say?
World Cup.
That's probably soccer.
Girls or boys?
I don't know.
Next week, Escobar versus Nakamura.
Oh, you always thought he was intelligent in the men's section. Oh.
Nakamura making bad choices.
Looks like Sophie's window cleaning services. Pico's like, that's the last time I'm going to the Cheesecake Factory. It's like, wow, Sophie, that's a good business plan. So I was like, how New Day versus the Usos round 100. Looks like why is Selena dressed like a weird cake topper?
She's a Mayan princess.
Is a Mayan princess. That's it. Feels like I'm giving that restaurant a 1 star on Yelp. Looks
the
like
weird boob
men's.
things are
It's men's soccer.
weird.
It was men's soccer.
And it's the World Cup, huh? And they're doing it in 1 week. I thought that shit lasted like a month. And I thought it was in the summer.
I don't know. Where's Ravi when you need him? He knows all about that stupid crap. He's like, ew, it's football.
America's gonna win it all.
That's hilarious. Like, what is this white and black stupid ball we kick around that you can't touch with your hands?
Like, can we touch it? No.
No.
Can the goalie touch it? Yes. Okay.
That makes a lot of sense. So it says, I thought Fox usually doesn't do the World Cup. And Martha says, Heidi is not wrong. That Army commercial does kind of remind me of gullied up mission from Modern Warfare. not the 19 reboot and its 2020 sequel. Pickle says, told ya, Escobar and Andrade are interchangeable.
Yeah.
Sophie says, so SmackDown is on FS1 next week then? No. It won't be on FS1 again for whenever.
A year.
They were
1 year.
Okay, so remember when there was a delay in the weather for the World Series of Baseball and you told us all about it for like 5 days?
That
threw off their schedule.
So today's a travel day.
So today's the travel day. Instead of being a day when they would have had
This would have been game 6.
Yes. There you go. It says, making fun of Idaho while Europe is now a third world country all of a sudden. Get your priorities straight. Poor Ravi has to pedal for Wi-Fi and his own electricity because, that's expensive. People's like yellow cards are for gentlemen. Looks like they do it every 4 years in the fall, winter. In 2026, Arrowhead gets to host some ENS World Cup games.
Huh.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't know they did it in the... I always thought it was in the summer. Is it the women's that's in June? I swear there's soccer in like June.
Chris says Escobar is better than Andrade, but Garza had the potential to be better than all of them.
Yes.
So he says, so Fox wants to lose viewers. How many people watches soccer anyway? Lots of people, actually, Sophie.
There's at least 40 people in each city.
Yes. Pickle's like the whole international outreach who have cable. And Sophie's like, so what's the World Cup? And Luke's like, Sophie, stop being obtuse. A lot of people watch soccer. And he was like, that's why Ravi isn't here. He needed a dirty water break. Looks like the women's is his spring, summer, yes.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. There's the answer you were looking for. The answers!
Walter.
I'm ready to take a nap. Luke says the men's tournament has to wait till all the European soccer leagues finish up. Yeah, because there's only so many women's league. Pico says in Huntsville, they deliberately built a London-style restaurant just for World Cup fans. Why does that not surprise me, the stupidity of weirdness? Why would you build it like a London-style restaurant? It's so weird. Pico says, like, we are the suckers who enjoy pigskin. I've heard that a lot of Europeans actually like NFL.
Yeah, they've had 2 games there already this year, and they're going to have one in Munich, I think next week or something.
It looks like a nap.
NFL
Oh, but
games.
I also need a nap. Right, nap. I need to just leave so I can go to sleep. So it's like, so the World Cup is the soccer version of the Super Bowl. Yeah. Luke says, and Fox and NBC shows European soccer in America because a lot of people watch it. They do. Chris is like, this will be a classic.
I like listening to the crowds because it sounds like they're like
humming.
bugs.
That's a white noise sound. Complete white noise.
I don't know how they get that noise, but I'm just like...
This is boring.
It's very peaceful. That's how I watch soccer. I sleep.
Pickle's like, it's more like Olympics because, 4-year increments.
Look at the size difference between these two.
Jesus. So he says, so if the World Cup is happening next week, how are they going to air SmackDown on Fox then?
I don't know. They'll figure it out.
Ravi's like, Walter will battle Rey. That's what's happening, Ravi. Oh, look, you didn't die. You're here. You're talking bad about soccer, and all of a sudden you showed up. Pickle's like, very carefully is how they're going to do it. That's how they're going to air SmackDown. Very carefully.
Gunther is 75 pounds heavier than Rey.
Couldn't imagine.
He doesn't look 75 pounds heavier. I mean, he's definitely 2 feet taller.
He's like, it's like a child. This is a creepy matchup.
Right.
I don't like it.
It'd be better if it was over right now.
Right?
There's still 20 minutes.
Robbie's like, but Walter not quick enough. It was like, back on the bicycle, Robbie. So it's like, I used to watch soccer. Looks like World Cup soccer games take place early here because it's nighttime for most everyone else, Sophie. It's common sense. Robbie's like, your laugh woke me up. Good. Pickle's like, remember when Rey was thrown like a lawn dart into a trailer by Big Sexy?
Yeah.
I never saw that, but that's kind of funny.
He beat him for the world title, too. I remember that. And I was like, wait, what?
That's
Ray
terrible.
beat Kevin Nash, who's 7 foot. You've seen Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
He's in shows as security.
That's funny.
Rock of Ages.
Yes.
He's Tom Cruise's security guard. One of the big guys. I don't know who the other big guy is, but he's one of them.
Right. You've pointed him out a couple times and stuff.
But anyways, yeah, Rey Mysterio pinned him for the title once.
That's weird.
It was a long time ago. It was a fluke, but
Of course it was. Rob is like, yeah, no thanks to you, Ayla. Ayla's like, are you making your mom pedal? So it's like, what time is the World Cup and how long does a soccer game usually take? 7 hours.
I think they have a 3-hour time limit, but they have what they call stoppage time. And so only the judge or the referee or whatever they call the main guy knows when the game's going to end. Mm-hmm. He's the only person. So once they get to the, like, I think it's 90 minutes per quarter. So when they get to that 3-hour mark, you're like, when's it going to end?
Right.
Because the time will start going over. And you're like, so I don't understand soccer all the way. It's kind of a weird one. But then all of a sudden they just blow the whistle and it's over. And you're like, oh, I guess it's over.
Like, what's happening? Why is it happening? And what's happening? Chris is like classic race selling and stuff. He's like, doesn't bowling count as a sport? Yes, it does. Robbie's like 90 minutes game, but right? And Pico's like, gosh, the Rey documentary was so good. And once again, I cried when he brought up Eddie.
You know, I know where you keep them.
Weird.
Can't wait forever.
Can't wait. What? Yeah. Rude.
That's what you say when soccer happens.
Ooh, scary. Aliens. Yeah.
That one has those too. That must be like a very normal sound or something.
Robbie says if...
What did Robbie say?
He said that. What with that one?
Which one is that one? Oh, there it is. We're back. I've been turned into a cow. Can I go home? Gunther holding Ray's head between his legs. Ray drops down to a knee. It's powerbombed right on the side of that ring.
Rafi said, if it goes to extra time or pens, it could be longer. Sophie says, hopefully the World Cup ends on time so SmackDown can air on time. And Pico says, so when overtime happens, even if they score, is it considered a win? Robbie's like, I would cry if Dee stopped hosting the Gap.
It's tough.
So he's like, do they play in bad weather like football? Robbie's like, Dee, I'm glad to see you value me so highly.
I don't think soccer players play in bad weather. Can you imagine a bunch of English guys out there with their umbrellas trying to play soccer?
No. The English would probably do. I'm gonna die.
This is a great visual. Gunther's beating the shit out of Ray. Ray has had no offense at all.
Chris really wants the fat Walter back.
Eat some damn carbs, you son of a bitch.
Awesome. Oh, actually, Chris, I laughed just like myself, not like Roseanne, whoever that is. Robbie's like, yes, they do, Sophie. They do play in the rain and all kinds of weather. And people's like, oh, compose your busy, right? Yes. Robbie's like, hello, D. And Sophie's talking about football, so his birthday doesn't stop when the bad weather happens. People is laughing. Robbie's message retracted.
They don't
Sophie's
stop
insulting
people.
people.
When the weather's bad. They play in Minnesota. They don't care. New York, Madison Square Garden, middle of a nor'eastern. They don't give a fuck.
Chris is laughing and Robin's like, gee, I'm glad it reminds you of a fart. You're hilarious. It sounds more like a raspberry to me, guys, but whatever. Looks like your uncle delete that I missed me. You laugh like that. Thank you. I can sleep better tonight.
Talk about sports. Rain delays.
Sophie doesn't understand anything. It's fine. Pickle's like, there's that one exhibition game for hockey. I forget what it's called, but for 100 years they played on an outdoor skating rink.
Yeah, they try to do it on New Year's Day. Now they're doing it as a pro game now. It's no longer exhibition, but it's pretty nuts.
Why does it keep doing that? That's stupid. Stupid.
Okay. Okay.
Justino Cruz is in the chat. Hey, Justino wants to know if he can break a code. Some weird code. I'm not going to say it out loud. Robbie's like, D, you're awesome. And Neil's like, oh, of course you don't, Sophie. Chris is like, Justino, yeah, ITJ, save us, Jericho. Break the code. Oh, is that what it is?
Breaker.
Nice. Thanks, Chris. So it was like, next NFL season, they are going to have a Black Friday game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. After you said that, I think that'll be a good day to have it.
Yeah, especially, they should just have it at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Would they have it on in the early afternoon, or would they just put it on at night? Because they have the Thursday games. They might as well do a Friday game.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not just throw an extra one in there?
And is the college season over by then, so they can do a Saturday game too? Well, they do Saturday games through December because there's no college football.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They do. Yes, they do.
I think it's December. It could be January. Well, no, it has to be December. Although the playoffs keep getting pushed back further and further. In the old days, the season was over in December, the regular season. And then the playoffs started in January. But I noticed the Bills and the Dolphins are playing the first week of January. I was like, what?
Is that because they added a couple games?
Yeah, there's an extra week.
Pickle's like, damn, Chris, you know the lotto numbers, my dude. So it's like, I think it's going to be on Amazon, that Black Friday game, but nothing's 100% confirmed yet. I was like, anyone had the Happy Meal for adults yet? Oh, God, no, I would never spend my money on something like that.
No.
Seems weird.
I heard the toys are going for a crap ton, though. So did they sell out or something pretty quick?
I haven't seen anything about them, so I couldn't tell you. Luke says college regular season ends in late November, early December.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I knew it was around that time.
All
Do
right.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday games that week.
Right. Do. Have all the games.
3 games now on Thursday. They used to just do the 2.
Have 3 games?
Yeah, they do 3 on that.
Wow, that's weird.
And
Why
one
do
of
they
them's
have
always
these?
Detroit. And I think the Cowboys do one every year also.
Oh, you're talking about Thanksgiving
Yes.
Day.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
never happened
yes.
on Friday.
Yes, the Cowboys and one other team always play on
Detroit.
Thanksgiving.
It's always Detroit.
Yeah. But do they play each other? No, they play other teams.
Yeah, they would have to if they're always going to be on there. But I'm pretty sure the Vikings played last year, but I don't remember who they played. But they could have played Detroit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's 3 games on Thanksgiving the last few years.
So it was like in the old days, people look forward to Black Friday. Not anymore. I don't know. I think people still look forward to
I'm
it.
looking for Cyber Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Pico says it's the most wonderful time of the year. Says like so college football season's almost. Hey Pico, is your mom already starting to decorate for Christmas?
I need to get my
Because
lights in
she
the
has
house.
so much Christmas stuff. I'm just curious. Chris says used to buy the DVDs on Black Friday on Thursday on Thanksgiving night, right? Luke said Lion and Bears always play on Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's the Bears.
And then they added a Thursday night game.
Oh, the Lions play the Bears.
The Lion and Bears always play on Thanksgiving. Does that mean that they play each other or do they play other teams?
Yeah. I know the Lions do every year for sure, and they talked about changing it, and I just don't like that. They're like, well, the Lions suck. Who wants to watch a Lions game? It's like
Everybody does. It's
it's
tradition, you
tradition.
bastards. Stop ruining tradition. RS Gaming in the chat. Hey,
Yeah,
RS
RS.
Gaming says Kaya Carr raved something. Yay.
awesome.
Pico's like, have I told you when the Iron Bowl happens the Saturday after Thanksgiving, it's a total ghost town and you can shop because everyone is watching Auburn versus Alabama in Huntsville. That's actually pretty fun.
That is way cool.
That's way cool. It's just a ghost town. You're like, where is everybody? They're at home watching the game. Luke says, but Thursday night teams are always different. That play different teams. Got it. Vindicator's back in the chat after he left and went to some other chat for a while. Then he came in and message retracted. Sweet. It's Rey Mysterio and what's his face.
Spills him over.
This is hilarious
Thunder.
that it's going so long. I don't understand
Well, they're
this
going to
at
take
all.
it right up to the limit. Take it to the limit.
Looks like the Lions and Bears both been doing Thanksgiving games since the late 30s. Yeah, that's why they shouldn't change it, jerks. Where I was like, did you see any good deals for Black Friday? No, I don't look for that stuff. I've never in my whole entire life ever shopped on Black Friday. You know what I do? I sleep.
I do my Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve.
Like most men, manly men. What are you talking about?
Nobody else is out there but men.
It's true.
There's 12 things to choose from.
This looks like a nice sweater. It would probably only fit half of her, but it's fine. Pickle says, well, do you know us too well? We have already put up a tree, and yes, decorations are hung.
I need to get my tree
I
up,
figured
too.
as much. Like, your mom really likes Christmas, so.
I should get our tree out. We didn't use it last year. Pull it out.
I'm
Check it.
not sure if, we can have a tree with Mr. Poop Face.
Yeah.
Might get sprayed a lot. Or just have a tree with some lights on it and no decorations. Here you go. That's pretty. Chris says we already have all our Christmas stuff up, all of it. I'm like, who the fuck? I just woke up the other day and it was like I was in a Hallmark movie. I wish like to get coked up or something.
That's funny.
Pickle says we're taking our time this year. Yeah. Started early so you could like get it all out and take your time.
I read A Christmas Carol day before yesterday.
You guys.
It's about a 3-hour book. That's my
This
favorite.
is wrong. It's so wrong.
It's not wrong.
Luna says, good night, everyone. Bye, Luna. So
Right
says
now
Vin, you
it's
Misty laughing.
I think it's 51 days to Christmas or something.
Oh my God. That's a lot of days still.
Nah.
It's a lot of days to be putting shit up.
Oh, Ray almost had it.
Robbie
need to get
says,
out.
do you need to up your game? Then Vin won't leave the chat. Vin does whatever he wants. He's probably scared of a tree. Looks like I only do Black Friday deals online. Gothlesia says, see you Monday for Raw. Bye. We're going to be here this
seems
weekend
like
for
everything
Saudi
is-
Arabia pay-per-view, guys.
It's just TVs anymore that are for sale. It's like
True.
we've got a giant TV in every room in this house and then 2 in a closet.
Shh. Stop telling people our business. We have a problem. Stop telling people all of our garbage, Travis.
Just airing it out there. We collect TVs.
Shh.
Got a big 80-incher or whatever in the front room.
Vindicator
Ugh.
says, have a good weekend, Travis and Duluth. See you next time.
Oh!
Well,
yes.
then, if you get a wild
See you
hair
then.
up your butt, we'll be here tomorrow morning for Crown Jewel.
Yeah, we're
if you
gonna
want to
be
hang
here
out with us
tomorrow.
for a bit tomorrow afternoon/morning.
That would be
We'll
cool.
see you then. If not, we'll see you on Monday. Sophie says, why shop the day before Christmas? Most people start shopping after Thanksgiving or a week before Christmas. My dad used to shop starting a day after Thanksgiving.
That's the way to do it.
So your dad was a girl? It's weird.
Man. It's man the man.
The idea says I'm going to have a relaxed full weekend tomorrow night. Chris says there is even Christmas music at Academy Sports and at Door Store. Oh, not even Walmart has it on yet, and it might come on the radio next week. I was like, AKTV seem to be the thing these days. So, and Sophie says it'll be interesting how many fans are going to miss the pay-per-view tomorrow night. Cola says, I wish I paid more attention. This match is a banger.
It's a good one.
It is really good. Sorry, we got sidetracked on weird stuff.
Ray just smacked him in the face. Now he smacks him back. Gunther picks him up. Power bombs him here. No, Hurricane Rana.
Robbie's
Here comes
like,
that
should I hang out
619.
for
Damn
Crown
bitch
Jewel?
fine.
If you have
Oh, ran
nothing
into a
else to
boot.
do, that'd be cool. But if you do, it's fine. Scarsdale's like, kick his ass, Ray.
That might just do it. 1, 2, 3. Gunther.
I have a feeling that Ray isn't going to win.
Because he just lost.
Just Nito Cruz. Yeah, that's what he said. Pico's like, Mariah has thought out about to embrace us with her Christmas vajayjay. Ew. So he's like, usually after Halloween you do start to hear Christmas music. And Robbie's like, sorry, it's my fault. I brought up Black Friday. And Scarsdale says, boo. And Robbie's like, LOL.
Oh, no, go back.
That's weird. It was like, okay, good night. Yeah, good night,
good night.
bitch. Go away. Get off my fucking shit.
Oh, Gunther! Still your world champion. Oh, wait. Intercontinental champion.
That guy looked very upset. That poor child. Rob is like, is it good that SmackDown is not 3 hours?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, because I
A
would
blessing.
leave. It was like, bye, beach. Yep, bye, beach. Bye. Robbie's like, rude, D. Whatever. She knows I love her.
We will be back here in just a few hours.
Oh my God, like 12 hours from now.
Yep, exactly. 12 hours from now, we'll be here. Live.
No. Like 14. No.
12 hours.
He goes like 1.6 billion buy Powerball ticket, right?
Okay.
Martha's like,
I heard
well,
it's like $1 billion or something for the Powerball.
damn, nobody's won it.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit, they did that a while ago too. Somebody finally had won it though. Yeah,
maybe.
everybody go buy a Powerball ticket. Isn't the thing tomorrow?
Drawing?
The drawing tomorrow night?
Yeah, maybe I'll go buy one.
Martha says, well, got a tin for. Robbie's like, I know you're a joker, D. No. Because, like, kids, how can you not like Fat Walter, LL Gunter? Bye, guys. Go Astros, baby. Bye, Chris.
Bye.
Robbie's like, I'm glad I'm not paying for Crown Jewel. Me too. Pico's like, yes, Saturday night. Yes, Saturday night. All right. Well, thanks for the reminder on that, Pico. I appreciate it. Okay, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for SmackDown. I appreciate each and every one of you coming in and not putting any spoilers if you'd seen stuff before. I really appreciate it. We will be here tomorrow, guys. It is a Crown Jewel pay-per-view. It is still on. We haven't heard any different. So that is happening at 12 p.m. Eastern time is when the whole pay-per-view starts. But they do have a pre-show that'll probably start at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So thanks again for hanging out with us. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. Bye-bye.
Bye.